Yeah, we had left over here at I think so 3 o'clock. There we had done 1 and 15 minutes, 1 hour 15 minutes call, right? Yeah. Now we have started at 12:46 and we'll end up at 1:30. Yeah, we'll go to sleep at 2 o'clock. Okay, yeah. So till now, what we have done is simple things we have done. Yeah. So what we had done was we did create database.py where we have set up for the whole database where we first of all set up the SQLAlchemy database URL, right? Yes, on yes, this part. And then we did import create engine from that of SQLAlchemy, this part. And then in create engine, we have passed the SQL database URL and connect args. Why is this connect args? And in that checks same thread as false because uh, SQLite is actually a single threaded, but Python and FastAPI being multi-threaded, so we should not just limit them to be single threaded. Yeah, that's what that part is there. And then we did import a session maker from that of SQLAlchemy.orm. ORM start for object relational mapping. Fine, yeah. And session maker is responsible for creating instances for creating that session instances. Okay, yeah. And it has three parameters: auto commit, auto flush, and bind. So we are going to manually set this. So the value of auto commit is false, the value of auto flush is false, because we want to manually flush the whatever from the database. Fine, yeah. Then we are binding this engine what we have created over here to that of the session. Fine, yeah. And now ultimately we imported the declarative base from that of SQLAlchemy dot declaration, and that we are going to put into base. This is nothing but our object. Okay, fine, yeah. The base, what is it going to do? It is going to interact with the database. It would help in the creation of tables, yeah, records, all that. Fine, yes. Then we have models.py. Fine, yeah. What we are doing over here, we are importing the um, base from that of database. This is how we import what we have created in other files, right? Yes, no, yeah. So we imported base, and after that we have created about this project is about to do, right? Yes, no, yeah. So after that, what we have done is we have created a class to do, and in that we have passed base. That is actually concept of inheritance. Fine, yeah. And our table name is going to be to do's, and other columns that we are going to have are id, title, description, priority, and complete. Fine, yes or no? Yeah. Now the most important thing is from SQLAlchemy you are going to import column, integer, string, and boolean. Here id is going to be is going to be one of our column. In that we are going to pass uh, it is going to have an integer value. Okay, and also it is a primary key. Fine, yeah. And also we are going to provide index as true. That would help in indexing and searching purposes. Fine, yeah. Then we have title, which is another column we have that is going to have that is going to have a data type of that of string. Then we have description that is going to have a data type of that of string. Then we have priority that is going to have a data type of that of string. And then we have complete, which is going to have which is going to have data type of that of boolean, and default it's going to be false. 1 is true and 0 is false. Fine, yes or no? Yeah. So till this part we were done. Yeah, after that we went for creating the to do's dot db. How do we create that? We did create a main dot .py file. In that we have set up the FastAPI. How do we set up FastAPI? We import from FastAPI, we import FastAPI, and then FastAPI is put into that of app, right? Yes or no? Yeah. Yes or no? Yes. And then we have imported our models, and we have imported our engine from that of database. That's fine. Here what we do models dot base dot metadata dot create all, and we are binding this main file with that of the engine. Now when you put the command that is uvcon main is to app space dash dash reload, what happens in that, this file would be executed, whatever in this file would be executed, and a todos.db file would be created. Fine, yes or no? Yeah. Todos.db file would be created. Fine, yes or no? Yes. Classic. Great. Yeah. Great. Yep. Till here you got the concept. Yes. Now next, let's go with the next things. Okay, fine. Yeah. The next thing that we are going to do is simple. Let's understand next things. Okay, so next thing is the FastAPI project SQL queries introduction, and how we're going to set up with the SQLite. Okay, that's fine. We can then start with it right here. Now, how we are going to follow up is I shall be just watching the video, and then let us come to the part where we actually explain and type it over here. Fine, yeah, the practical thing. So currently what I'm doing is so if you want to insert data into a table, right? If you want to insert data into a table, in our to-dos table especially, so the syntax, how does the syntax look like? So it is something like, let me just close down this, just close this, and then a new command prompt I want. Okay, yeah, no worries. Okay, so I'll just type it out over here. Insert into to-dos, title, description, priority, complete. Fine. Yes or no? Yeah. These are the fields that we have. Just what we are not typing in is the ID. Fine. Yes or no? Yes. And then we have, after this, okay, after this, we type out the values that we want to put into this table, right? Yes or no? Yeah. Table is already created. We are inserting data quite in this way. Okay. Go to store. Yes or no? Yeah. Go to store to pick up x4 comma false. Yes or no? Yeah. This is how we insert data into that of the table. Now we have inserted one field. Let us insert another field, values. Then we have from store to pick up banana, and priorities two. These are our tasks. Okay, yeah, and false. Okay, like this we can add so many. We can add so many values inside our table. Fine, as on here. This is how we add. Right? Yeah. Now retrieving some data from DB. How are we going to retrieve it? See, how we do is we say select star from to dos. This is how we get each and everything that is inside our table. Fine, as long as what if you want to select a particular column, right? Particular column's value. How do we do that? Select title from to dos. As long as this is how we do it, right? As long as here. What if you want to select a description from the to dos, right? As on here. Select description from to dos as on here. This is how you do it, right? As on here. So yeah. Now what if you want two columns data, right? As on here. You want to get the title and description from to dos. This is how you get it, right? As on here. Now what if you want to select title, description, then priority from to dos. This is how you do it. How simple it is. If asked in some interview, if asked in some interview, can't you just answer this? Yes or no? Yeah. These are very simple. First one was how we are inserting data. Second one was how we are selecting data, right? How we are selecting all of the tables data. How we are selecting just the column of that of title. How we are selecting just the column of that of description. How we are selecting the column of title and description. Then how we are selecting the column of title, description, and priority, right? Yes or no? Yeah. That is how we do it, right? Yes or no? That's easy part, right? Yes or no? Yeah. It's very easy part. That's not that complicated, right? How much you think before doing it, right? Every tech is in the same way. Before you do it, you don't get it. You get that, right? Yes, okay. You need to do it first of all. So now, what is it? So now the biggest distraction that we can have is mobile. Just need to throw it out, biggest distraction of this life. What is it? It's mobile. It's mobile. It's nothing else but mobile. Right here. Yeah, cool. Going next. Yeah. So we are speaking about that of where clause now. Okay. Yeah. How does where clause work? Like it's like if I, it's like finding something, right? So it's like finding something. That is how where clause works, right? So yeah. That is how where clause works. That's fine. Now let's go further. Selecting star from to dos where priority equals to 5. So we are selecting rows and columns where the priority is 5. That is what we are selecting. Fine. Yes, so yeah. So wherever you see priority of 5, where we inserted data, then it went into DB, and where you find priority of 5, those rows shall be returned. Yes, so yeah. That is how it works. So now next, it's we let's use title equals to feed dog to find out that particular row, that particular record. Okay. So select star from to dos where title equals to feed dog. So it will find out that particular row which contains this and it will return. Fine. So yeah. And that row will have all the columns. It would return if and only if it would find that where title is equals to feed dog. If nothing, it won't return anything. Now let's come on upon that of id. By using id, let's try to find the rows and columns, right? So yeah, select star from to dos where id equals to 2. So what we are saying, select all the rows and columns, all the rows and columns that exist in that of this to do table where id is equals to 2, where id equals to 2. Fine, yes on here. Now let's speak about, now we spoke about how we are going to insert, then we spoke about how we are going to actually derive or get the data. Now let's speak about how we are going to update to-dos, right? As on here, how we are going to update, right? As on here. Okay. So update to-dos set complete equals to true where id equals to 5. Okay, you get that? You get that? We say update to do's where and set complete equals to true where id equals to 5. So it goes to id equals to 5. Okay, and it would set the complete. See what it will do. First of all, we are trying to update the to do's class where id equals to 5. Okay, and there we will set complete columns value as 2. Okay, yeah. So now it's not compulsory that you make use of ID only to update, but ID being a primary key is never duplicate. So that's the very important part that you need to keep in mind. But even with other parameters, we can you make use of that of update. So that is something like this. update to do's, set complete equals to true, where title equals to learn something new. Yes, on, yeah. What it says, update all rows and columns to now have complete equals to true, where title equals to learning something new. So what this will do is it will try to update this to do's. Okay, try to update this to do's. Okay, try understanding this. So it will find out the title where the title equals to that of learn something new, where the title equals to that of learn something new. Okay, and there it will set this complete columns value to that of true, right? So here, now we are speaking about a delete clause, deleting a record from the database. Okay, right here. So we learned about inserting. So we learned about select, getting. Okay, then we learned about updating a particular field or record. Then we came across that of the delete SQL query, right? As on here, delete SQL query. That's great. Okay, yep. Okay, that's great. Okay, fine. Yeah, just a minute. I'll wait. Okay. Yeah, the post was not that lengthy, but I was just sitting and thinking what we are going to do, right? Yeah. So let's go, because we can't wait for a minute, because in 1 minute we might have launched shipped and when made some money. So still I'm learning only. That is the biggest drawback we have. You just keep learning, you do nothing. Okay, great. So what do we have now next? That is something with the delete clause we have. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Best way to delete a record is by using primary key. Okay, आप primary key का use करिए और किसी भी चीज को delete मारिए. ठीक है? That is the best way of doing it, right? Yeah. So what this says, delete all rows and columns from this to-dos table where ID equals to 5. So the fifth ID's rows and row and column would be deleted. Fine. Yes. So now if you want to use some other parameter, not some other column, by using which you will delete something, right? Yeah. Here we are making use of that of ID equals to 5, and we are trying to delete the particular row and column from this table, right? Where ID equals to 5. What if you try with some other parameter? What if you try with something like complete, right? That is one of the column we have. What if you try it like this? Delete from to dos where complete equals to 0. If you even try this one, all the column that is complete where it has value of that of 0, all those rows and columns shall be deleted. And that's the biggest, I would say, uh, drawback that we have if you don't use a primary key, right? Yes, it is very important. When you are selecting something, make use of primary key. When you are deleting something, make use of primary key. So that it defines uniqueness, you know. So we are done with that. Okay, let's go to this now. Now in this we are going to learn. Okay, let me actually remove this. Should I? Yeah, no worries in this. Let me just comment out for now. Okay, while creating all that, we will require something like that. Fine. Yeah. Now, setting up tool. Now we're going to setting up the tool. Now let's start working with that of SQLite database. Fine. So yeah, classic. Improve. Improvement is the best thing that we have in our mind. CD to do app. Fine. So here. There is a small website that I had. Okay. I just wanted to ask Cloudy about it. Okay. Yeah. Small thing, man. Okay, that is how we can do. Okay. Yeah, cool. No worries. Okay, yeah, let's go further. Okay, now how to actually run our SQLite. Okay, SQLite 3 to dos dot d SQLite 3 to dos dot d. Wow, that's something strange. Yeah, where does this folder exist actually? So it is in over here, and it is still not able to access to dos. Okay, that's something strange, right? SQLite is not seen. Okay, we'll check for what might be the reason for that. Okay, this should not happen right here because we have actually set up environment variable also. So let's check that now. This is not how it should work. So the command prompt itself works, right? SQLite. It's not taking it, okay. So we need to come out of it. Oh, this is actually madness. So we are inside a FastAPI environment, right? And that thing is not allowing us to check it. What is this here? I have to figure out, why SQLite is not in this. Okay, let us deactivate and check. And then FastAPI env scripts hash activate 3 SQLite 3 todos.db. It is actually activate and it is going. So I want to deactivate it. What do I say? Okay, it's not recognized over here, even in here, but it's recognized in here. C drive. How come? If I come out of this and if I say, am I writing something wrong? Not writing anything wrong. Okay, it does require a small, I think so, break. Okay, let's end this string. We'll come out from that.